Well, it's about time. It's about time to stop, and I just thought I'd give you an update. I've gone through. I did testing on the track, and I couldn't confirm. I lost a volt or two, but I couldn't confirm there was like dead zones or anything. It's the 15 feet runs as it goes down in between. That's a fact. And I tried other engines that I have, and they seem to not care. If they slow down, you can hardly tell it. They smoke, they run, they do the reverse, everything. So then I thought, well, there must be a problem with this engine that I've overlooked. I mean, it's everything I put in there is like brand new. I went through the armature, and I found that the armature had a slight cupping going on, and that's where at the gap between the surfaces of the commutator, there's a little dip from the brushes sitting there with the transformers on, and people just cook it basically. And so I went through all my armatures, and I found another one that was very flat. I resurfaced it, cleaned it up, put in brand new brushes, new springs, checked the backlash, made sure it had plenty of backlash, and not too loose, and then went through it, and it seemed to run okay. And then all of a sudden the motor controller started smoking. I shut it all down, took it apart. There was a piece of metal scrap kind of just caught laying on a transistor, and I thought, well, maybe, and I rubbed it off, wiped everything down, inspected everything, put it all back together, and it ran very short period of time, and then it stopped running in one direction. It only ran in one direction. And I got, it's too late. I don't have time to do much more. So I took the motor power off of the control board, and I've taken the transformer out of the equation, and I'm running off of my bench power supply, my triplet PS305, and I'm running at 1 amp, 4 volts. 1 amp, 4 volts. Now, we don't see that on the track. You just don't see it on the track running this well at this low voltage. So, I don't know, okay? And I thought, well, let's see if it continues to go and if the amps behave and all of that. So, we get up to 8 volts, and we're sitting at 1.1, which is very respectable, very nice. Now, I'm not pulling the smoke or the soundboard right now. I'm just running the engine with the brand new armature, brushes, and springs. It sounds a little chuggy, doesn't it? There's 10, 1.3. It's starting to require. Now, it's still breaking in the brushes is another thing. 14 at 1.4. You can hear the pitch. 15 at 1.5. Oops, went over. Yeah, easy to do. 1.4 at about 17 volts. And that sounds very strong with the headlights, by the way. That sounds very strong. If I load it all the way up, it goes to 2.5. It's got some noises. I think there's something might be rubbing inside there. I'm not sure. This does have the piston doing its thing, so I could have a connector maybe. I don't know. I'll look into it. But the headlight is working. There's no pulsing. It's just running. Nothing's hot because nothing's really on. I don't feel any heat coming in from the motor. No firebox because there's no energy into the smoke. Oh, the smoke. I didn't have the stack in, and the smoke was coming out that big cast metal stack, and boy, did it look great. I wish we could get just a straight, big, fat pipe, like fit this thing in there and slide that down. Oh my God, that would be pretty. All right. So, the best I can say is I've got a board problem. I got a board problem. 'Cause this engine, from 5 to 20 volts, it just rips. It wants to go. It wants to run. 5 volts. 5 volts, 1 amp. Hey, I'm happy. You know, that's what we got. That's what we got. It's great. It's running in reverse and the light's on. That's not right, is it? It should be running the other way around. Let's turn that around and see what happens. It was the other way around last time. Oh, it's ready. There's forward. Lights on backwards. Beat that. Alright, not a problem. That's forwards. Oh yeah. That baby just wants to get out there and go. So, alright, I'm convinced the track I don't think is a big problem. There's minor things at the track. I think the motor is wonderful right now. It sounds great, runs great. Just got to fix the headlight thing. I need to worry about my smoke controller and anything that's in the way of that. I can take one from another engine and try it. I've got several here that I run through. This was one of the newer ones. I had hope, right? We can always have hope. Anyway, I had another one that I pulled out earlier today that ran great, so I'll find it and put it in here and see. Hope it's not a wiring issue that is burning the motor controllers up, but I doubt it. So we'll go from there, and I'll fill you in. Tomorrow's another day. Leon, this is just like the project from hell. This was supposed to be quick and dirty, show them the Electric Railroad soundboard, chuff and all that, and then let's move on. Let's go back to where we were. And this has just taken on a life of its own. It's like the never-ending story. Oh my goodness. Well, okay, tomorrow's another day. That's all I can say. All right, later, gang.